I've got the card that says it's Marcel Hoog's gap is one. I think. Did you mean to write huge? Because it's a huge gap, is what that is. David Monti, who is helping us with all the splits on the men's and the women's side over the course of the day. His information valuable to us and in turn valuable to all of you watching. Sage and Duke, I'm going to throw it out to you. Get ready because we have both the elite races impending.
Yes, the countdown is on. Hurry up already, although the wheelchair races are always, to me, so thrilling as well. And I think the weeks leading up to this day, ELIUD Kipchoge, you think that's been a storyline? Yeah, the most prominent runner in the men's race this year.
Yeah, but there are other great stories here, too. There are several runners in the field who could break the tape.
He's, of course, the reigning champion. He won New York as well last year.
Minutes to second of the weeks and months of my training.
We met the first yesterday. Bill Rogers and Hooter Detail.
It's the oldest marathon. I did put my name on the streets and
He is 70-30.
for the street and not because I'm So I'm ready. I love racing in Boston, especially when you move around. I have fans.
I'm the reigning champ.
It's becoming my second home.
I like that underdog.
Evan Chebet is, of course, the reigning champion. He won New York as well last year.
If you guys want to take the field, I'll take Tiger Woods. That's all I'm saying. That is here. Okay.
We met the first yesterday. Bill Rogers and Who did he tell us was going to
get to the start?
He was feeling
how important
what
is
was
it?
he, 70-30?
Yeah, 70-30.
And then Evans
another
was
past
his
champion, the 21 champion.
Yeah, I think here's the thing. If I'm Evans, I'm like, go ahead, choose him. See what I got.
Exactly. I'm the reigning champ.
Absolutely. I'm him. I like that underdog feeling. Okay, we're done.
Listen, if you guys want to take the field, I'll take Tiger Woods. That's all I'm saying. At his best. Okay? That's how I think we're going to go. 5 minutes until we get to the start. Meb, how important is it that we look at Evans Chebet there, that his teammate and another past champion, the 21 champion, Vincent Kipruto, in this with
It's very important. Whether you are the Boston Marathon, New York, or Olympic Games, you want to have a teammate there because it gives you confidence. It gives you a benchmark for how we guys going to do. And have Vincent there for him is huge. And they can probably work together and strategize a little bit better to get to the to the hills and conquer a lot of the course and see what happens at the end.
By the way, it's not often that ELIUD Kipchoge is assigned number 2.
Yeah, I mean,
right. He's got a lot of ones, a lot of first name basis.
It is, and as a defending champion, it's always a great honor to wear the bib number 1. And for me, always they ask me, what number are you going to wear in Boston? I'm like, well, 27, 28. But that one day that I was the number 1, I feel very proud, and Chibet should too.
So Evans, and then if you win here in Boston, you get your first name on your bib. So that's why his says Evans. And despite all the accolades, all the awards, all the records, Kipchoge says Kipchoge. You said the payments give me a little bit about traction.
Looks like Kipchoge is sort of well known, doesn't need his first name, but at this time, having their first name is such a big honor as the defending title or as the past champion.
So we see the start of the men's race as they get ready to go. I'm sure there's some anxious moments. They get off at 9:37, which is about 4 minutes from now. And then to the right in this triple box, you have Marcel Hoog leading the men's wheelchair race on top, and Susanna Sclaroni there on the bottom. Amanda, if you're there and can hear me, you said the pavement's getting a little wet. Talk to me about traction.
Looks like it is getting a little bit wet. So all of these athletes are using custom gloves. Those gloves are coated in rubber. The rubber connects to the hand rings, also coated in rubber, so it's based all on friction. As soon as you get a little bit of water in there, your friction disappears. I just saw Marcel switch his gloves, probably about a mile or so ago, and if you look, you can see that the surface of his glove is now bright red. He has sandpaper on there, and that sandpaper is to give him some grip in the rain. Susanna's been slipping. Looks like she's pulling off over to the side of the road right now. I think she's having a really hard time if you can get it. Oh my goodness, she's a flat tire. Susanna's got a flat tire. She's changing her tire in between the surface of her gloves and the wheels. And she's taking her wheel off to change her tire right now.
This is a disaster.
This is not very good for her. Even if you can change it quickly, that's going to slow you down 45 seconds to a minute. The rest of the women are not that far behind her. Oh, she's off and running. I think she just had a loose wheel. To tighten her wheel, she's got to pull all of
Well, still, I mean, I know enough to know that a loose wheel is not good.
A loose wheel is not good, but if you can hear her squeaking, and that squeaking is the water getting in between the surface of her gloves and the wheels, and she's not getting the grip she was earlier in the race.
She's prepared. Okay, so this is, we'll go back to look at her as you were describing her pulling over. So if I'm in this chair, how concerned am I suddenly now about my equipment the rest of the way here?
You are absolutely concerned. Also carrying. Here she is stopping to tighten her wheels. She's got to pull all of her tools out. And once something goes wrong, there's a chance that there's going to be problems continuing.
That's phenomenal. We don't realize. So in this chair, she's prepared. She has rain gear.
Absolutely.
She's got tools. You have your hydration system. There's a lot going on here besides those three wheels.
100%. So you're carrying your own water, your own nutrition. You're also carrying spare tires, tools, and you need to be able to change that tire on your own from the racing chair.
Phenomenal athletes, and then so much more that goes into it. So we will obviously keep a close eye on Susanna Speroni here as we head back to the start line and get ready for the men's elite start, which is now less than a minute away. This is a really deep field, man. We got, obviously we have ELIUD Kipchoge, but they have people out here they think they can contend with. 26.2 miles to get here.
Kipchoge is a favorite, obviously. He has so much knowledge, so much championships, so many, and the reigning world record holder. But at the same time, today is Pictures Day on Monday on Boston, and we got to go from Hopkinton to the finish line in Boston.
So we are counting down, and it is certainly a much more narrow start than you are used to when you're seeing in New York City. But they are in Hopkinton and getting ready to go 5 turns and 26.2 miles to get here. I mean, this is just like 1897, only they got better shoes and there's a mobile tracking app. We can keep an eye on everybody as they go through. And the man there in the kind of brick red shorts, the arm sleeves, ELIUD Kipchoge, the greatest marathoner in history. Evans Chibet, darker kit to his left. So from the gun and the applause. 1897, only they got better shoes and there's a mobile tracking app. We can get the entire keep an eye on everybody as they go through. And the man there in the kind of rolls this race the entire way.
Well, the most anticipated race has just begun, and they're just looking forward to be able to just have calm and know yourself at this point, and now you don't want to make any mistakes, but this is a deep field. Everybody's coming down to be able to just ride and analyze each other and who's going to be the contenders. And Kipchoge obviously been the favorite by a lot. He's going to dictate on this race unless somebody makes a move.
You should see dressed exactly like Kipchoge. Look at the records. One of his old South Church, by the way, right here at the finish line. So let's go through some of the professional course record. Jeffrey Mutai. Now, he has said that he would like to get that record. Obviously, he would like to win first, and then if we come through the record, that is great. Vucinic Diva has the women's professional record, and then you see the two greats in the race currently out there, Marcel Hood with the men's wheelchair and the women's wheelchair from Manuela Schar.
Kipchoge is there for possibly for Kipchoge.
To the right there, to the right there, just you should see dressed exactly like Kipchoge is Chogi, who is one of his teammates and training partners. So let's go through some of the field here and tell you, beyond ELIUD Kipchoge, to me I'm not really sure we got beyond ELIUD Kipchoge, but he's there first. Evans Chibet, Benson Kipruto, you have the 22 champ, the 21 champ, and they are teammates, Meb, and who knows if they don't gang up here. Last guy to beat.
Absolutely, to have a teammate here is huge, and Kipchoge is there for possibly for Kipchoge, and each has its teammates, so it's going to be fair and square.
And listen, Evans Chibet's run 2:03, so that's no joke. And he's also the defending champ of the New York City Marathon. He was the first guy in many years to win both New York and Boston in the same year. Kerry, listen, that's a good first page. We can go beyond that, but those three right there are unbelievable. You can get behind it. We've got Luis Nassis one here. Shira Katana actually beat he's the last guy to beat Eliud Kipchoge.
Yeah, Shuri Katana, he definitely is the last guy to beat, and he knows that, and so does Kipchoge.
And keep an eye on Connor Mance, probably the top American hope in this race, the two-time NCAA cross-country champ from BYU. Man, it looks like they're going uphill. That's a little one. Wait till we get to Newton, and we get to the Newton Hills and Heartbreak Hill as well. So we've got a pack there. It'll sort itself out. We've got 26 miles to do that, so that gives us time to go back to Duke and Sage and hear what they have to say about running.
About running, I guess. How to wave at others doing all the work while we just stand here and talk about them. Let's talk about the women's race, which is going to start in just a minute here, because, I mean, some American women, really fast group of American women today, and part of a professional field that is so impressive overall.
And you know, the interesting thing is, they were telling us Friday, they say an American season this year colder and a little rainier and a little windier.
Mindset to be what you want to be telling yourself when you're hurting those last 6 miles. And I think you really have to know your why. In Boston, you can just feel the energy. You feel like there's something magical about to happen. The last time that I kind of had this vibe, and this experience was 2011, and it was just epic. And I get the vibe that something epic is going to happen on Monday.
That's really going to be an honor to watch out here.
We're going to touch on that with Carrie.
And Sage, it was a little colder and a little rainier and a little windier when Jazz won here in 2018. It was right on that corner, freezing, and I can't believe she finished. It was that cold.
So you're saying this is nothing?
This is nothing.
Right now, these guys are running. It'll be a while until they start
you never know
racing.
for sure, but it's really so impressive, John, between Des, Sarah, Emma Bates. I mean, this is truly a great generation of American women that's really going to be an honor to watch.
Checking his watch. Everybody just
We're going to touch on that with Carrie as we take a look at the men's race. And at this point, there are guys in there that are contenders. There are guys in there like, I would like to get in a photo with ELIUD Kipchoge. There are guys in there who would like to say that, you know what, I was up front of the Boston Marathon for a couple of miles. They're just, right now, these guys are running. It'll be a while until they start racing.
He always respected the distance, he respects the course, and he respects his competitors, as he said earlier.
What would happen if, like,
You can see Albert Career kind of checking his watch. Everybody's just kind of being calm and until the calm before the storm, because you want to be able to just conserve as much energy as possible. As the iconic Boston Marathon point to point gets really challenging, it is going to be important to save energy right now. And Kipchoge being in the front is dictating the pace. It does. And he always respected the distance, he respects the course, and he respects his competitors, as he said earlier.
Hey, Matt, you just said it, dictating, and that is what Kipchoge is doing. The whole time leading up to this race, we're wondering, what does everyone else do when the greatest of all time is in this race? Yes, we know we have the defending champion, Evan Chibet, in the race. We also know we have Benson Kipruto, who won in 2021, and other amazing athletes. But when you have a Kipchoge in the race, does that totally change your race strategy?
Into this thing?
It does. As an elite runner, you never really run your own race unless you probably have Kipchoge through. They've gotten through. But you can see CJ Albertson also just to be able to run.
It looks like we're
Udo Group, he likes to go in the lead, but now we just got the 4:37 first mile, which is absolutely fast, and that's due to the downhill, but also Kipchoge
has survived. We've got a triple box there. Things under with the men's elite race, and that first pack early on, a mile into this thing, and then Susanna Scaroni, who's working really hard, bottom right in the triple box, and Marcel Hoog, who is rolling through. They've gotten through. I don't have the up-to-date. Looks like we're a little behind on that one, but they have gotten through half of this thing. There we go, Amanda. And we take a look. And so it appears for the moment, Susanna Scaroni has survived that scare and has things under control.
It does. Susanna's looking good. She's looking strong. She's looking comfortable once again. She's pushing a little slow here, but it looks like it's climbing. That is the course record here. Marcel crossed the half at 36:31, putting him on track for a 1:13 finish time. Now, the second half of this race is slower than the first half. We're going to hit some climbs. He's going to slow down, but a world best time and a course record here might be in reach for him.
As we saw earlier, the course record here, 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 4 seconds for the men. About 2 minutes. So then we'll have all kinds of time. If we don't have enough to talk about, we'll have all kinds of things things to talk Well, Manuela Schar's best time here is 1:28.17. That's the course record.
That is the course record here as well. It looks like Susanna's projected time is just off of that right now at a high 1:28, but she hasn't hit those hills on the second half yet. The first half of this race tends to be significantly faster for the wheelchair division than the second half.
Is that too fast for
Coming through Wellesley, all three races right there.
They come talking to you.
Women's race to start in about 2 minutes. So then we'll have all kinds of stuff. As if we don't have enough to talk about, we'll have all kinds of things to talk there. Karen?
Well, John, just looking back at that first mile at 4:37, that's 2:01 pace, as Matt knows, and he's going to chime in here. But listen, we have a number of athletes in there at 2:01 pace, and that to me is a little nerve-wracking. And, Matt, I've watched you race this time and time again in other marathons. Is that too fast for the majority of this group? Those downhills, they come talking to you later on in this race.
The only person on this field that could run that time is Kipchoge. But I don't even know if they realize that they're going that fast. They're looking at 4:37, but do they know that's 2:01 pace? And they're not being patient. We're going to see who is able to hold the pace back, but drafting out the back and then see what happens at the race after.
Gatitam Gebrselassie, the world champion, as we get ready for the women's start. Certainly among the many favorites. I love that there's 9 clocks around this place. But you guys all still start your own watch. Bright pink shoes. She will be a contender. Des Linden, yeah. Champion as we get ready for the women's start. Certainly among the many favorites.
She's one of those
see Sarah Hall right there. Mona Salpeter in bright pink shoes.
We are celebrating 10 years.
She will be a contender.
We are also and that's Edna Kiplagat running her 6th Boston Marathon. She's a 2-time winner here.
The world champion as we get ready for the women's start. Certainly among the many favorites. You see Sarah Hall right there. Mona Salpeter in bright pink shoes. She will be a contender. Still a very large.
And that's Edna Kiplagat running her 6th Boston Marathon. She's a 2-time winner here. 43 years old. I mean, the list goes on and on, but we have to keep our eye on her.
She is a running master's record waiting to happen. She set that master's record here last year. I love that there's 90 clocks around this place, but you guys all still start your own watch.
Well, and I love that Des is as chill as she always is.
Des Linden, yeah.
I know that there's a fire burning inside of her, but she's just hanging out, starting her watch. And, Des, speaking of her, she's one of those returning champions, and she said she feels this energy this year. She knows that we are celebrating 10 years. We are also honoring those 10 years, and she wants to have a really epic day today.
Was going to win last year. Yeah, she says she's feeling the Boston magic. They have really large elite fields here in this race. They really do. There's 60 runners deep. Now, not all of them obviously can win, but that's still a very large elite field.
And look at how different this pack looks right now as you see Dakota Lindworm and Laura Wheat up front. It's different than the men's race. The men's race got off, and you could just see the pressure and the excitement to get out there. And it's almost a little bit more of a calming effect right now in the women's race. Second, and her post after she finished second.
The 10 years of remembrance and reflection is huge.
So I tell you the ones to watch, but there's so many right there, it's hard to pick them out. So if we have a graphic, we could put that up, see, and then we could tell you about the ones to watch, because it'll be a lot easier than sorting through that with, here's the person in your purple. There you go. Gatitam Gebrselassie, world champ. That's pretty darn good. Mona Salpeter, who has had a lot of high finishes, but doesn't have their world marathon major yet. And then Jocelyn Shevkowski, who a lot of people thought was going to win last year, did not.
Yeah, just kind of suffered the final miles there, but has that 7th place on there and does not want to be 7th again. She wants to be closer to that podium, and if not, cracking the tape.
Won the London Marathon. She's won the New York City Marathon. So certainly the Kenyan great has some bona fides. And then Edna Kiplagat, who we touched on, and Ababel Yeshna, who was part of the great finish last year where they switched, where they traded the lead 7 times in the last mile and a quarter.
Yeah, she and Paris Jepchirchir, who is not here, the defending champion, is not back this year, but Abibel was second, and her post after she finished second was, that left a sour taste, so she didn't like it either. Sarah Hall, obviously. Happy birthday, Sarah Hall, turned 40 yesterday, fourth fastest American ever, over 26.2.
Wow, super day to go running. Helen O'Beary, who, if I was going to, put a quid or two down somewhere at the old betting house, she might get my money. And two great Americans as well, Alafine Tulimek, who's won our Olympic trials back in 2020. And Des Linden is a legend around here.
She sure is, and she should be. I mean, the way that she's run on this course, second in 2011, and then winning in 2018. Alafine, though, says she's in the best shape of her life. And Helen O'Beary, if she gets this marathon thing, she's going to have that greatest of all time runner as Kipchoge does in the next race.
She comes with some unbelievable track bona fides in her resume. 10,000 meter, the last World Championships at Eugene, her last really important track race. She was second, won the silver medal in the 10,000 as she came through. So they're a little less anxious to sort this thing out. Do you think every time Des, the defending champ from 2018, when she won that, do you think every time she goes out now and goes like, the weather's great? After winning in 2018, which was just the worst of all time conditions, she's got to be like, wow, super day to go running.
I actually think she does. When you read her new book, she talks about that. She grew up in California. She went to college in Arizona. She moved to Michigan, and everyone was like, wait, how are you going to do in Michigan? And she loves the conditions when they're bad. She loves a hard race. That's why she chose to race over 26.2. She is gritty. She is tough, much like all of the women that we are looking at on the screen right now.
And one of them just tucked in there in all green. You can just get her on the left of the scene. Just a quick note there to Nell Rojas, the top American in the last 2 years.
Yeah, Nell Rojas really loves to run here. It hasn't even been 2 years. It's been since that COVID race when it was in the fall. So about 19 months about that she's run twice here and finished in the top American spot, 5th and 10th place.
Honestly, there are a lot of people and a lot of names to try to sort out there. I feel a lot easier if I could just go, hey, Ed and hey, Maria. Let me just go down to two people and let them handle their business.
Oh, you mean you want us to deal with the names?
No problem.
Thanks a lot, John.
No. The names are fine. Just too many of them right now.
There are too many. We're going to deal with one. The name is Spencer. Spencer the Marathon Dog. Spencer became the Marathon Dog, a familiar sight for runners along the marathon route. And as the elite men reach Ashland, this is where this is obviously taped, but this is where Spencer was all the time. And holding that, it almost looks like he was smiling.
I know. We love Spencer. Earlier this year, he sadly lost his battle with cancer. And the reason why we're showing you Spencer really became an icon for holding that Boston Strong flag at the usual spot right near Ashland State Park, regardless of the weather, for 9 years. Spencer was diagnosed with cancer last year, and it was clear that he was not going to make it to see this year's race. So there was a really special ceremony in January. Spencer received a special medal from the BAA. A portrait was unveiled at the Fairmont Copley Plaza in downtown Boston, and sadly Spencer passed away in February at the age of 13.
And as you can see, the field is entering Ashland, and you can hear the crowd is cheering him on. John, I won't even try to mention the names. I'll just let you do it. I'll say John has got the car. How about that? Does that work, John?
Listen, if my mom had named me Abibel or Gatti Tom, I'd be a heck of a lot better runner than just John. They go through the drink station. They went through the first 5K in 14:17. That is spicy, my friend.
That is fast. That's Boston, downhill. You have the world record holder here, front runners, and just amazing to be able to go through that. I think we're going to see a great race, but patience is a virtue.
Guy on the left there in the blue, Connor Mance, USA. As I said, twice the NCAA champion, coached by Ed Eyestone, a wonderful U.S. marathoner as well. And he and I had a long talk because in the collegiate ranks, where he was very, very dominant cross country, they talk about how the Mance zone, that he can take kind of more pain for longer than a lot of guys. And he said, but now I look at the starting line and think, all these guys are fit like I am, and they can all take pain like I can. And he's getting used to this new peer group.
Yeah, he's definitely in this new peer group. We've seen him at the NCAA level for many years, and he's crushed there. And he loves to run on hard courses, and he loves to run on the track. This is going to bode well for him on a course like Boston. When you have seen him run so well on the cross-country courses that we've seen him run, he's strong. he can handle that. But can he handle 26.2 on this course? And I think that's the big question. He's super excited. We're super excited for him, but it's still early on.
In that pack, you had Manson Kipchoge and Mark Career. There's several careers. Mark Career, Albert Career, and John Career. Benson Kipruto, Evans Chibet, Adedulam Belay. There's Junk. So all the careers are there. That's nice to make everything super confusing for everybody as they go through. Gabrielle Gay and C.J. Albertson, who a couple years ago decided, I'm going to lead the Boston Marathon as long as I can. And he was out there for, what, 18 miles, man?
Yes, he was leading 2021 for 18 miles. And, you know, he did great. He took out the pace. And I talked to him this week. And he just said, hey, the pace was a little slow for me. I'm going to take the lead. And he did a great job and still finished in the top 10. So you got to give him respect for that.
So the men start out cooking at 4:37. The women go through their first mile carry in 6:09. I mean, listen, you can tap telephone poles and get creosote to come down faster.
Well, you could tell that early on that they were really a little bit more relaxed. And that's okay. 6 of the top seven from the World Championships are in this field right now. There's a lot of eyes on each other and not so much on the clock. They want to win. You know, Emma Bates, as we see her right behind Megan Kripchen right there. Emma Bates is somebody that says she's in world American record pace right now. That's sub 2:20 pace, but not on this course. She wants to win.
So as you see right now, at kickoff, as it were, about 49, 50 degrees, so that's not terrible. The cloud cover is almost helpful at some point because the sun's not beating down on you. Doesn't look like it's too wet for them out there, so it's not ideal spectator conditions, but it's not bad if I got to go out and run.
I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect. The only difference is the humidity a little bit. I hope all the athletes are able to take their fluid station, which is every 5K. But you can see Connor Mance kind of looking around to the competitors, and that's a great analysis to be able to study.
You can see him not just because of the blue, but he also sort of lists to the left when he runs, right? You know, he's just got that kind of a head tilt that's easily recognizable. So we have the men's professional, and Kipchoge is right there. The women is going, and when we come back, more from that man. David Ortiz, Big Poppy. Nope, I'm not going to say it because I don't have the beat button, but we're coming back with more from the 127th Boston Marathon.
You want to know what it takes to be great? You work harder, go further, train longer. There's more to it. The secret is how you recover. When active recovery is part of your game, you're thinking about your whole game. Backed by science, trusted by champions, loved by all. Activate your recovery with UFOs.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people like Sam who make
everyday products designed smarter. Like a smart coffee grinder. Or fresh beans for you.
Oh, genius. More breakthroughs like that.
I need a breakthrough card.
Like ours, with 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more.
Plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases.
And with greater spending potential, Sam can keep making smart ideas.
Brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card from Chase for Business. Make more with yours.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness? If you've ever experienced the warning signs of bad circulation, then you need Exercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation.
This one, 50% off? That deal's so good, you don't even need an 8-time off chart to tell you about it.
Wait, what?
Get it before it's gone on the Subway app.
Get customizable furniture at joybird.com that complements your art, your green thumb, or just you. Now save 30% off site-wide. Plus, get free design services at joybird.com.
We are back on the 127th Boston Marathon, principally sponsored by John Hancock, and we're going crazy with running and wheeling. We got a 4-box first on the course this morning with a men's wheelchair. There's Marcel Hoog. He's up by nearly 6 of what he has to do. And then the women's race is also on the course. And now we get ready for the people. Right, the race is up front. The race is up front. I feel like the marathon is in the back. Those are the people that are out here. By the way, these are all really good runners. You don't just get to walk up to the starting line here in Boston.
No, you have to qualify, and you have to run very fast to get here. So, yeah, the people here have put in the work. And, you know, this has been not such an easy winter for many of them. So it's been a lot of time on the treadmill and really kind of focusing in on this race.
This is a tight little spot right there. That's too much. You can't pass there. The line is double.
A 5-day battle in the war on terror leaves us with a lot of questions. What was the motive for the marathon attack?
It's a beautiful sight.
Where did the terrorists plan to strike next with their arsenal?
I saw a guy go by in a 12-page jersey, and I think that's Tom Brady. You see a number 2, it might be Brian Hoyer, but I don't think so. This is to borrow from the president, the head of the BAA, Jack Fleming. This is America's original marathon. It is a race that is both revered and renowned, and these people are a part of it.
One of
you
the
can go
city's
play
favorite celebrations
golf courses where they hold golf majors. And you go, well, listen, I hit on a Tiger Woods given. But you don't get to play it on the same day that those guys get to play. You're running the same course on the same day as ELIUD KIPCHOGE. And that's an amazing thing about this sport and about these events, man.
Absolutely. I mean, this is, you know, we can't play with Tom Brady, can't play with Tiger Woods, or can't play Michael Jordan, but Kipchoge is one of those guys, and those people, 30,000 people will be on the pavement of Kipchoge, who's paving for, and doing a great job.
30,000 people, you got to go ways because these are narrow streets when you get started, right? This is a tight little spot right there. Look at that, it's too late. You can't pass there. The line is a double yellow line.
And then grab belts off people and put tourniquets on the man's leg so he could save his life.
He's got a really
This is your they get started there on their journey here from Hopkitten into Boston. We go back to Amanda McClure. We go back to the women's race, mile 16. So we're getting close to the hills now for Susanna Scaroni. How much is that in your head, the first 16, 17 miles, Amanda, that we know that we're getting to the Newton Hills?
And more than 100.
So even with Susanna's stop to fix her wheel, she's doubled her lead. Going to be good things for her. You start the race out, you know the hills are coming, but you can't race for the hills at the end because you've got athletes like Marcel, Susanna, Manuela, who are going to hit those first hills hard and take them down as fast as they can. So you're waiting for the climbs, you're ready for the climbs, but you can't save for them.
Marcel Hoog on the left, he's up nearly 6 minutes as he went through 25K. We talk about 26.2 miles, right? It's 42.185K. 195. So it's 42K as we go through. So, Amanda, that looks to me like a guy who's hurting.
He looks like he's hurting, but at 20 miles, he was on pace to go 2 minutes under the current course record. So as long as he can hold on to this, he's got a really, really good chance at breaking his own course record here today.
And to differentiate really between the wheelers and the tremendous you get to the top of these hills, the downhills are great because you can coast where, Kerry Tolston, if you're running, you go down those hills, man, your quads are searing.
They are screaming, and you know, if you go too fast, too early, you're going to feel them again after Newton Hills, and that is a deal breaker.
But he left without it. Just like the
men's professional race. Meb, how much is too much respect that I can pay to ELIUD KIPCHOGE in this race? If you're running with him, can you be too deferential?
No, he can't be too differential, but at the same time, this is where he is dictating the pace, and consistently for 37s, they just went about 4 miles at 18:26. You can see the group just got smaller and smaller, and it's now to be able to just be in somebody's mind. Everybody knows each other's strengths and weaknesses at this point, and you don't want to be falling apart from this group because you want to hold on for as long as you can.
And 4 minutes and 47 per mile is exactly the pace that he ran when he won 2002, or when he set the world record
as
in
refugees
at
to the United States.
2:01:09, 4:37.